December wind whipped across the desolate dunes of Gilgo Beach. The sky, a bruised canvas of grey and black, mirrored the churning Atlantic. Rain lashed down, erasing footprints, washing secrets deeper into the sand. A Suffolk County police officer training a new K9 recruit noticed something amiss. A shape, obscured by beach grass and tangled seaweed, beckoned from the dunes. Closer inspection revealed a sight that would sear itself into the annals of Long Island history. Partially buried in the sand lay a heavy burlap sack. Its rough texture hinted at the gruesome contents within. An acrid smell, the unmistakable stench of death, permeated the air. Fear, cold and sharp, prickled the officer's skin. This was no accident. This was the dumping ground of a monster. News of the discovery spread like wildfire. Speculation ran rampant. The desolate beauty of Gilgo Beach, once a haven for fishermen and beachcombers, was now tainted with an undercurrent of dread. As forensic teams descended upon Gilgo Beach, the grisly truth began to unfold. The burlap sack, ripped open with grim determination, revealed the skeletal remains of a young woman. Panic gripped the investigators. This was no isolated incident. Days later, 3 more bodies were unearthed, each carefully concealed in burlap sacks. The victims, all young women, were identified as missing escorts who had advertised their services online. Their families, clinging to hope, now faced the agonizing reality of their loved one's fate. The discovery sent shockwaves through Long Island and beyond. Who was this predator, preying on the vulnerable, leaving a trail of broken lives in his wake? The race to unmask the Long Island serial killer had begun. Faced with a growing body count and mounting public pressure, law enforcement agencies mobilized. The Suffolk County Police Department, in conjunction with the FBI, formed a dedicated task force. Their mission: to hunt down the Long Island serial killer and bring him to justice. Every inch of Gilgo Beach was meticulously combed for clues. The victims' remains were examined with painstaking care, hoping to find DNA evidence, fibers, anything that could lead them to the killer. Witness interviews, often fraught with emotion and dead ends, became a daily ritual. The investigation was a logistical and emotional labyrinth. The sheer volume of evidence was overwhelming. The victims' online activity, a tangled web of usernames and anonymous encounters, offered both leads and false trails. Despite the tireless efforts of the task force, the investigation seemed to hit one roadblock after another. Every promising lead evaporated into a cloud of speculation. The killer, a phantom operating in the shadows, seemed always to be one step ahead. Psychics and amateur sleuths, drawn to the case's notoriety, flooded the police with theories and supposed insights. While some tips offered a glimmer of hope, most proved to be mere distractions, adding another layer of complexity to an already intricate puzzle. Months bled into years. The task force, once energized by the pursuit of justice, grappled with the growing frustration of a case that refused to be solved. The Long Island serial killer, it seemed, had vanished into thin air. Section 5. Whispers in the dark, theories and suspicions. In the absence of concrete answers, theories about the Long Island serial killer's identity flourished. Was he a local resident, intimately familiar with the desolate stretches of Gilgo Beach, or was he an outsider, drawn to the area by its anonymity? Some speculated that the killer had law enforcement connections, explaining his ability to evade capture. Others whispered of a satanic cult, their rituals fueled by violence and despair. Each theory, though unproven, reflected the very real fear that gripped the community. The speculation, fueled by media frenzy and morbid curiosity, did little to aid the investigation. Instead, it cast a wide net of suspicion, ensnaring innocent lives in its web. Section 6. Lost daughters' families seek answers and solace. Lost in the maze of evidence and speculation were the victims, mothers, daughters, sisters, friends. Their lives, cut tragically short, were remembered with aching love and a thirst for justice that time could not quench. Families of the victims, united by grief and outrage, became vocal advocates for their loved ones. They shared stories, kept their memories alive, and demanded accountability from law enforcement. Their pain, raw and palpable, became a stark reminder of the human cost of this unsolved mystery. Support groups formed, offering a semblance of solace in shared grief. Candlelight vigils held on the anniversary of the discoveries transformed Gilgo Beach from a crime scene into a somber memorial. The Long Island serial killer case cast a long shadow over the once peaceful community. Fear, like a virus, seeped into everyday life. Parents kept a tighter grip on their children. Women, especially those who resembled the victims, lived with a heightened sense of vulnerability. The once familiar landscape of Long Island, with its beaches and quaint towns, took on a sinister edge. Gilgo Beach, once a symbol of natural beauty, became synonymous with death and despair. The killer's presence, though unseen, lingered like a malevolent spectre. The case, a constant topic of conversation and media coverage, became deeply ingrained in the local psyche. It was a chilling reminder that evil could lurk in seemingly idyllic places, and that sometimes monsters walked among us, hidden in plain sight. Just when the Long Island serial killer case seemed destined to remain shrouded in mystery, a glimmer of hope emerged from the depths of forensic science. Advances in DNA technology, coupled with the tireless efforts of investigators, yielded a promising new lead. A partial DNA profile extracted from a piece of evidence found at one of the crime scenes offered a tantalizing clue. The profile, though not a complete match, pointed investigators towards a potential suspect. A man with a history of violence against women. The discovery reignited the investigation, injecting a much-needed dose of optimism. Could this be the break they had been waiting for? Could this new lead finally lead them to the killer and bring closure to the families who had waited so long for justice? Despite the emergence of a new lead, the Long Island serial killer case remains open. The suspect, though considered a person of interest, has not been charged. The investigation, though reinvigorated, is ongoing. The years-long pursuit of justice has been a testament to the dedication of law enforcement and the unwavering hope of the victims' families. It has also exposed the complexities of investigating serial crimes, particularly in cases where the killer operates with chilling precision and leaves few traces behind. The case serves as a stark reminder that some mysteries, despite our best efforts, may never be fully solved. The Long Island serial killer, though his reign of terror may be over, continues to haunt the hearts and minds of those forever marked by his crimes. The Long Island serial killer case, a chilling tapestry woven from tragedy, mystery, and relentless investigation, continues to captivate and confound. Will the killer ever be brought to justice? Will the families of the victims ever find the answers they so desperately seek? As the years pass, the hope of a resolution may dwindle, but the memory of the victims and the pursuit of justice must never fade. The questions linger, echoing in the windswept dunes of Gilgo Beach, a somber reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most seemingly idyllic places. The Long Island serial killer case, a chilling testament to the capacity for evil that resides within the human heart, is a story that remains unfinished. It is a stark reminder that some mysteries may never be fully unraveled, and that some wounds, no matter how deeply we yearn for healing, may never truly heal.